In the spring of 1865, as the Confederate States of America collapsed under the weight of defeat, a final mystery was born, one that would outlive generals, soldiers, and citizens, becoming a legend whispered through generations: the real story of the lost Confederate gold. It began in Richmond, Virginia, the Confederate capital, when President Jefferson Davis ordered the evacuation of the entire treasury just hours before Union troops entered the city. Wagons loaded with gold coins, silver bullion, jewelry donations, and government funds rattled southward into the night, protected by a small guard who understood that they were carrying not just wealth, but the last lifeline of a dying nation. Witnesses later claimed the treasure was worth millions by today's standards, enough to restart a government or at least finance its desperate escape. But as the wagons rolled deeper into Georgia, chaos followed. Confederate soldiers deserted, angry mobs looted supply trains, and ordinary citizens tried to salvage anything they could before the war ended for good. By the time the caravan reached the town of Washington, Georgia, much of the treasury had already disappeared, and surviving records became contradictory, fragmented, and shadowed by fear. What happens next would ignite one of America's most enduring treasure mysteries. Some accounts describe a midnight ambush near Chennault Crossroads, where a group of unidentified riders allegedly surrounded the wagons, overpowered the guards, and rode away with chests of gold into the surrounding wilderness. Others insist that Confederate officials intentionally hid the treasure to keep it from Union hands, burying it in fields, wells, or forest hollows, marking secret locations only known through coded diaries and whispered instructions. Reports of freshly dug earth, mysterious riders, and buried coins appeared across Georgia in the months after the war, fueling rumors that the gold still lay waiting for someone daring enough to uncover it. Meanwhile, Union hunters searched riverbanks, swamps, farms, and plantations, hoping to recover what might have changed the financial balance of the Reconstruction era. But despite arrests, interrogations, and nationwide searches, no official recovery was ever made. Over time, the story grew, becoming a blend of history and legend. Locals in Georgia tell of families who suddenly grew mysteriously wealthy after 1865, fueling speculation that they had found portions of the missing gold. Treasure hunters claimed visions of buried chests deep in the swamps, while others followed faded maps and vague Confederate diaries that referenced the Iron Spring, the Red Barn, or the crossing of Four Shadows, cryptic clues that may point to hiding places long since reclaimed by nature. Still others believe the gold was secretly taken abroad, perhaps smuggled into Cuba or England to fund the escape of Confederate leaders. And then there were the darker theories, stories of betrayal, murder, and hidden graves, where treasure guards were said to have been silenced to keep the secret safe forever. In the 20th century, the legend only grew stronger. Detectives, hobbyists, Civil War researchers, and professional treasure hunters scanned the countryside with metal detectors and ground-penetrating radar, chasing what they hoped would be the greatest historical find in American treasury lore. Some claimed small successes, discovering Confederate coins scattered far from any known military trail, or unearthing personal items believed to belong to soldiers guarding the treasure. But the vast missing treasury? Still gone. Even today, historians and investigators retrace the final path of Jefferson Davis and his fleeing government, analyzing every reported sighting, every diary entry, and every conflicting testimony. Was the gold stolen by accident of war, stolen by design, or never stolen at all? Was it buried under an old Georgia farmhouse, lying in the bottom of a forgotten well, or carried away by men who never lived long enough to reveal the truth? The real story of the lost Confederate gold is more than just missing treasure. It is a window into the desperation of a nation at its final hour, a reflection of human greed, fear, loyalty, and secrecy. And perhaps that enduring mystery is why the legend remains alive after more than 150 years. With every passing decade, new clues emerge, new theories rise, and curious minds, from historians to adventurers, wonder if the treasure still rests beneath Georgia's soil, waiting to be discovered by someone who can piece together the last chapter of the Civil War. Until the day the Earth finally gives up its secret, the story remains unfinished. And if you love uncovering forgotten truths and exploring the mysteries that shaped our past, subscribe to Days of Old Voice, because here, history isn't just remembered, it's rediscovered.